Up, guys? It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another Marvel review. Man, it's hot over here in the Northeast. It's really hot. It's like 74 degrees. It still feels like summer, Indian summer, I guess. It's been raining all day, and well, that's not going to dampen my spirits because next tomorrow is October, and I'm going to see nothing but a bunch of horror films for 31 days. I got to see at least one horror film or horror short or something like that, but. This is kind of horror related, and this is Marvel's sequel to the 1998 vampire flick action movie Blade. And this is the sequel done by Guillermo del Toro, and that is Blade 2. Pure action, bloody, well done, Roger Ebert. I couldn't agree more. This is a really fun movie. I have to watch it again. I haven't watched it in a long time. It's been a couple years, but I do remember what I watched. I remember Blade, that he's with these group of mercenaries that are fighting against vampires and stuff like that. And there's a new villain which is pretty cool. I think he has a good look to him. The film looks good. Guillermo del Toro knows how to shoot action. It's definitely as bloody as the first one. Why do I prefer the first one? Because I thought that it was a stronger story. And yeah, some of the mercenaries here I didn't really care for. I like Ron Perlman because he's always good in a lot of these films. But the girl in this movie was worse than the girl in the first film. I like the girl in the first film. Lenore Varela, wasn't a fan of her in this movie. I wish she was not in the movie because she's horrible. I think she dies at the end. Spoiler alert. Norman Reedus, I think that's the guy from The Walking Dead. Yeah. I've never seen it, but I've heard of him. It also has Luke Goss, who is the up and coming rising star from England. I liked him in Death Race 2, the sequel, prequel, pseudo, whatever to Jason Statham's film. Um, yeah, Ron Perlman, Chris Christopherson comes back as Whistler, so you got him back, which is nice to see him again. And this film has a ton of features on the second disc. The first disc has a commentary by the director and the producer Peter Frankfurt, and there's a commentary with the writer David S. Goyer and Wesley Snipes. The second disc has the deleted and alternate scenes with director's commentary, a Packed in Blood interactive collection of documentaries, director's notebook, interactive reproduction of the director's notes with an intro by Del Toro, art gallery trailers, music video, Blade 2 video game survival guide, and DVD-ROM stuff, which basically doesn't matter now because it's we're in a digital age. The film is 117 minutes. It's long, but it doesn't drag on. I mean, yeah, the mercenaries I could have done without, except for Ron Perlman. It should have just been him and maybe two other actors. It didn't need to be like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 people. Lenore, definitely give Lenore Varela out. I'm not a fan of that actress. Just dead weight, but the action is good, and it's a worthy sequel to the first one. That's all I could ask for. And I think that Wesley Snipes gives a good performance. It's well shot. I like Guillermo del Toro's style of filming. He puts a lot of emphasis on visuals and makes sure that makeup and the makeup effects look good, and the actors look good. They're in focus. There's no shaky cam. He doesn't do that in most of his films. And I like Blade 2. It's a good sequel. It's a decent sequel. I don't think it's the worst film. Like some critics said that, oh, it doesn't live up to the first film. I think it does. If they had just tightened a few things and cut some of the characters out and, uh, tightened the story up a little bit and, made it flow a little bit better, I think it would have been better than the first film. I do like it, though. At least it's not a terrible sequel. Now, that's Blade 2. I hope you guys, if you've seen the first one, check out the second one. I would recommend it. It's definitely a recommended sequel. It's not the greatest sequel of all time, but it's a worthy sequel. I do like the cover too. That creepy image there behind Blade, that eye. Wow, it's just pretty creepy. It looks like a Resident Evil movie. And the film has a lot of merits to it, so I will say it's a worthy sequel. Now the next one, I don't hate it. I know people are gonna call me crazy saying it's a piece of shit and it's the worst thing ever. No, I get a kick out of Blade Trinity. I'm gonna talk about that one next in October. It's fitting since October is horror month, and I'm gonna be seeing a bunch of horror films. I'll be watching this again, and I will watch right after that. I'll watch Blade Trinity. Don't hate it. I don't. It's still R rated, And even though Blade, he's not really front and center. There's other characters. Don't hate the other characters, but I'll get to that next time. Anyway, that's Blade 2. This is definitely recommended. And next time I'll be talking about Trinity. I'm a fan of it. I don't know why a lot of people hate it. It could have been a lot worse, but I'll talk about that next time. You guys are awesome. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, and I read every comment, every single comment that's not spam. I read it, and I will get back to you guys on whatever if you have any review requests, or have any questions, or you said, have you seen this or have you seen that? Yeah, I always get back to it because I always have time to read my subscribers comments and such. So that's Blade 2, worthy sequel, and the next time I'll be reviewing Blade Trinity. Later, guys.